another day. We're not just going into scholarship only. We're going to be exploring some material resources that you would need to ace your scholarship. And so, welcoming you with hopes that you've been doing well. And based on request, we'll be exploring how to script an award-winning statement of purpose. This one is to McGill University, and one of our subscribers used this and got the scholarship. Of course, there's scholarship to McGill. So let's learn from the clue and let's take. Please, I would love you to also have a quick disclaimer that the goal is not to copy people's words and just change synonyms or what have you. The goal is to understand the structure and create your own story, which is unique to you alone. Let's get started then. Okay, here we are at the personal statement. Now, let's take a look how the introduction is written. There's an introduction which is intended to get the attention of the screening committee or the scholarship committee. First things first is that your first two lines or your first statement should be able to get them glued to your story. And let's see how this guy did it. I want to use this opportunity to assist the admission committee in evaluating my candidature for this admission. He mentioned the name, a highly spirited albino. Now this is already a tag that gets him into the attention. He's already captured them. An albino? What does he have to say? Why is he introducing himself like this? Albinism is perceived a genetic disorder. And so when people read things like this, the story, he's already tied somebody's emotion here, even if it is just 1 out of 4 committee members who lived in the poorest part of Lagos. I need to highlight that again. Who lives in the poorest part of Lagos? Sorry, my marker is okay. So he lived in the poorest part of Lagos with a family of 8 in just a single room. Who wouldn't want to have compassion on such a one with a story? First of all, he has a genetic disorder. Secondly, there's poverty. Thirdly, the population of the family and the living condition is not favorable. If you were to be the one to read this, you would surely want to pay keen attention to this person's story to the end. That's what I'm saying. That your first sentence should be able to capture the attention of your reader of the scholarship screening committee. And that being said, you can now go ahead. You see, when he has done this, he began to introduce himself, where he attended. He attended a government-funded high school. In other words, for the sake of the poverty he has mentioned before, poorest part of Lagos, family of 8 in a single room, that's already a poverty-defined condition. That means he was a brilliant student for him to have attended a government-funded high school because there's a scholarship. Then he proceeded to Federal University of Technology. How? From 1-room apartment? How? That curiosity bells the committee because how he's able to survive the poorest condition, family of 8 and all of that, and they're still able to attend Federal University of Technology. How? Leaves them glued to continue reading. But guess what he did? He left them in suspense. President to the Federal University of Technology in Nigeria, where I graduated with a first class honors. Come on, who's this boy? He didn't tell us how he got there, how he funds his bill, and then the next thing he's telling us is how he graduated, like the quality of degree. How managed? Like how was he able to focus? You mean he did not have to pick up side hustles and all of that? That's not necessary, at least for now. He's still tying them to first class honors in biochemistry. What? Now, you know, these are truth choking revelations that challenging people's philosophy and ideologies. Now, being an albino in Nigeria, he began to give a case scenario, statistics of ideology. Now he wants to explain something about racism, or discrimination. Being an albino in Nigeria was not an as easy one, as I had to face challenges ranging from sunburn, social stigmatization, and to make matter worse, I am from the lowest income earning class in my community. But in all, my adversity has made my dreams more focused in my heart. That every day of my life I strive to achieve them, and this is why I'm applying for a MSc in pharmaceutical science in the most prestigious university in Canada. Before he will qualify McGill University as the most prestigious university in Canada, he has done his underground check. He has done a research. I've taught in my video on my scholarship essay writing video on Commonwealth on how to pick parameters to check and rate and rank a university. I think in the part 2 of it, so you can check it out on this channel. Now, with that, whatever statement he's making, he's validating a proven track record of any school. It doesn't have to be University of McGill University of Canada or in Canada. It could just be any university in the world. You just check them out on QS ranking or several other ranking platforms and assess them, and you'll be up to put up a good defense of them. Nobody hates being praised. Having decided to be among global researchers in global health with the aim of providing more effective and efficient ways of promoting health, I became interested in MSc in pharmaceutical science. I'm greatly perturbed at the emergence and persistence of disease in the world, especially in Nigeria, which in turn is reducing a very large chunk of the population and in turn resulting into death. These are statements that are statistically proven. Now, for the want of maybe word count, he couldn't put the sources of his information, but you have to do some research. A statement of purpose, a statement of intent must be able to capture some source of information. Unfortunately, a significant number of scientists with the right skills needed for innovative research in this area are lacking in Nigeria. So he has found a gap. Beyond just identifying a problem, have you identified any gap? If yes, what do you intend? So acquiring expertise in this course will empower me to contribute to society through research and counseling. You can see the gap he intends to fill: research and counseling. Now, he now goes further to explain research will focus on drug discovery and development and also in the improvement of already existing drugs. In addition to this, I will use my study experience to advocate for increased government commitment and private organizations' involvement in fight against these diseases. The outcome will ensure that affected low-income persons are treated and supported. This guy is already bridging a gap. One, there is a disparity between low-income persons. Don't forget that's where he came from. So it is perceived that he has an understanding and a full grasp of what the low-income earners are going through. Now that is empathy. That is empathy. And is a skill one may learn through life experience or pain. Now, upon identifying that, he talks about, secondly, he intends to work closely with developmental partners through volunteering, advocacy, and research to support the government towards achieving its health targets. Now, look at, he now defines these 3 core themes of his involvement. He defined them again. The volunteering will include free counseling, analysis, and interpretation of disease report. The result will be used in developing guidelines for their management. He also said the result will be used in developing guidelines for their management. Now, he's talking about what his engagement or involvement, the solution to provide. He said he will also be organizing outreaches, focusing mainly on counseling, preventive strategies, and societal adjustment to these diseases. Because in essence, the outcomes will include increased awareness. You can see. So he's giving a statistical justification. What can be used to measure his impact? Increased awareness causes prevention, diagnosis, and treatment to at least 5,000 people. Look at statistics again, including school children per year through outreach programs. So if the scholarship organization intends to maybe take a statistical record or kind of understudying his impact on a yearly basis, they can just ask, so send in a report, or they could send somebody over to wherever he's working to ask for what he has achieved, and you will find out that Even if he doesn't have 5,000, maybe you have 4,000 plus or whatever, and then he'll be able to explain the challenges that warranted the shortfall in his statistics, and that's a good one for him. So per year, through outreach programs, education seminars, advocacy, and media. Now, the second thing he'll be achieving is a reduction in some misconceptions and risk of these diseases by at least 20% before 2022. Look at what he intended to do. By at least 2022, he would have gotten a good reduction in every community or school visited through the aforementioned ways. And before the end of the year, 2022, he said he would have covered at least 50 schools and thereafter at least 20 per year. This guy is giving detailed statistics that has no ambiguity. So when you want to meet him, you ask how many schools have you gone to? Even if he tells you 30 schools and you don't believe it, you can ask for the names and the record and the addresses and visit the school the social person visit. And this is what every scholarship committee is looking out for. You say we want to fund your studies. When we fund your studies, how do you prove to us that our money is not waste? Our investment is not just useless, and he's giving them that bit by bit. He said the overall target is to contribute towards achieving a Nigeria with a reduced disease population. This is focus. He intends to achieve a Nigeria with a reduced diseased population. And furthermore, the study over outcome will assist to. Now he's talking about his course that he wants to undertake at Maggie Pharmaceutical Science. Assist to improve the number of academics and researchers in Nigerian university system. So he intends to become a lecturer somewhere along the line. By this statement, he has already implied that at some point he will pursue a PhD. Now, President Mahmoud Buhari, the president of Nigeria recently, that was then, charged the National Research and Innovation Council to accelerate research and innovation with the hope of producing Nigerian Nobel laureates in sciences. The president understood that Nigeria's Vision 2020 is only achievable when research and innovation are fully integrated into the nation's development process. This statement tells of information. He is aware that Nigeria has a gap. See, personal statement will always have to do with your ability to identify a problem, ability to fill in a gap, ability to provide a solution, and statistically measurable parameters. The president understood it, yes, and then accordingly, with this postgraduate exposure, I will efficiently impact on the academia through high research upon my return. This can be measured through the number of patients record and the enthusiasm to deliver as an academic. I will be practically innovative and would effectively utilize my expertise towards the formulation of policies and programs for a prosperous Nigeria. Now, but then, having said that, he now introduced some part of his studies. A biochemistry degree with courses in industrial microbiology and biotechnology, biochemical pharmacology, genetic engineering, and all that, coupled with my research experience of course, research experience or teaching experiences are valid. Research experiences or teaching experiences are valid, and so he began to talk about it and identify them as very crucial. And so he integrates them into his personal statement. Has provided him with a very basic knowledge on drug gene relationship. You see what he has learned, and these things he has learned have as parts of the curriculum in the school, just as they has learned at an introductory stage. Pharmacology, metabolism, and so with this masters, I seek to gain more insight on molecular pharmacology. You can see what he intends to get, and highly efficient ways for improved drug development and clinical trials, coupled with the use of bioinformatics. These are all courses that you will learn there. So you go into the school portal, McGill University, and identify some of these things and integrated them. Also, the laboratory at the University of British Columbia would avail me the opportunity of learning new technologies, coupled with the excellent research faculty, because his scholarship is actually two schools. There's a University of British Columbia and there's also McGill University, and so we'll be learning a lot. Now he has a long-term goal, and you can see being a successful researcher and technical readiness master's. He'll be engaging in doctoral studies while in active public service between 2020 and 2025. He plans to establish an NGO in Lagos in collaboration with the NIMR and the NAFAC. And between 2028 and I hope to be a professor from 2028 and beyond through professionalism. If you read through, you realize that he hoped to win the Nobel Laureate Prize in Health through Innovation, which the President of Nigeria had recommended. So upon careful consideration and deliberation, you realize that it takes hard work, intentionality, but then it takes research, access to information to actually write this well. And with that said, when you do this, you will realize that you have come to a point where your personal statement is rich enough to earn you the attention of the committee for the success you desire. Until I hear from you, remember, you have to be intentional, you have to be unique in your own way. Write yours. Just read the story, get the principles I shared in it, and success is assured. This year, intentionality is the key, quitting is not an option. Ta-da! Good morning, man. Hi, thank you, man. Hey,